So if you want to grab any additional props or anything, please help yourself. Okay. And just seated in any way that feels comfortable to be sat, to your upright. You can see everybody. Okay, just bring the hands into your knees or into the lap, and maybe closing your eyes, or maybe just allowing your focus to drop to the floor if that feels less confronting. And just take a full breath that moves through the body. As you feel it, you hear it, it becomes a little bit more conscious. And take a few more. The sense of richness to the breath, intentionally breathing. Even after just a few moments of stillness, it's allowing yourself to notice the body, the energy of yourself. And for me, yoga is about making these more subconscious areas of ourselves become a little bit more conscious, allowing them to rise to the surface so we have choice. I'm just noticing any parts of ourselves that need attention this morning. And can you breathe in a way that then nourishes into that? Has a sense of soothing. One of my favorite quotes is, between stimulus and response, there is space. In that space is our power to choose our response. So working today to notice that space between stimulus and response. Maybe you could soften the shoulders or unclench your jaw or soften around the forehead. Breathing into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest and upper back. Building in that soft ujjayi sound to the breath, whispering tone. Noticing the space between the inhale and the exhale. I'm going to encourage you to linger into that. So taking a full inhale into the body and then holding the breath in just for a few moments. I'm not going to guide that. Just hold for as long as feels comfortable or interesting for you. And then whenever it feels right to you, you gently release the breath all the way back out again. Let's take a few more rounds with that. Nice and tall through the spine. On your next inhale, lift the shoulders up towards your ears. Now hold the breath again and squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other so you feel the flesh between them squish. And as you exhale, slide the shoulder blades down the back. Again, inhale, lift the shoulders up to your ears. Hold the breath, squeeze the shoulder blades. And as you exhale, just let them melt down the back. Let's do one more. Inhale to rise. Hold the breath, squeeze the shoulder blades. And exhale, slide shoulder blades down. Let's drop your chin down towards your chest. Keep the collarbones broad, just so you're opening the space at the back of the neck. Breathe into the upper back space. And then gently bring the head back up straight again. When you're ready to, just gently blinking the eyes open if they aren't already. Okay, we're going to take the left leg out to half straddle, and then grabbing your strap and wrap the strap around the shoelace bit of your right foot. So around the right foot with the strap, and it lays over your left thigh. Right foot, left thigh. Ashley, sorry, you can't see me there. Huh? Right foot, and then over the left thigh. Yeah. I know this one, I have to repeat it a few times because there's something in it that doesn't make sense. Yeah, right foot and then over the left thigh. Your right hand, let's raise our right hands. Thank you. And then they sweep around behind you, and you're going to pass the strap to your right hand. If you turn your shoulders slightly towards your folded knee, you'll be able to grab a little bit further round. So want the back of your hand against your lower back with that. Yeah. And then try to keep your shoulders then facing the front again. So you get this rotation through the shoulder. The back of your left hand against the calf muscle of your left leg. Good. Or out to the side if you prefer, if that holds you upright a little bit more. Okay. Take an inhale, lengthen really tall through your spine. As you exhale, lean the weight down the left leg. Press lightly the back of the hand and the calf muscle together. Good. Good morning, Janine and Zoom. If you grab your t-shirt or leggings or anything, that's fine too. Good. Nice. Now allow your left ear to drop down towards the left shoulder. So you really let go of the weight of the head, weight of the neck. Relax into the jaw with that too. And lightly pull into the strap so you feel the opening around the right side of chest, right side of neck. And slowly or gently just adjusting the position of your head until you kind of move into the sweet spot around the neck. And when you found it, become really heavy through the head and take a really full breath. Again, one of those nourishing breaths that washes through. Let's take another full breath. And keep the head really heavy. You're going to bring your left palm to the underneath side of the head, so onto your sort of left cheek. And then use your hand to press the weight of the head back up again as you bring your torso back up straight. So once we've lengthened these neck muscles, we try not to contract them by lifting the head straight away. So use your hand. Okay. Now unravel that arm behind you. Give the wrist or the shoulder a little wriggle out if you need. You're going to keep the legs kind of in this position. You can keep the strap to one side and take your left leg over the right knee. So you're twisting around into a Gomukhasana, knee pile. Yeah, you can align yourself as you need to. If you sit yourself on a block, it's going to feel a little bit more forgiving if it's feeling tight this morning to come into. Awesome, lovely. Any problems with knees, then cross legs is absolutely fine there too. Okay, great. So bring your right arm into a cactus position this time. Palm is spread open, fingers spread out, and the other hand is resting to your side. Good, now again, let your left ear drop back down towards that left shoulder as we come into neck release a second time. Press your elbow forwards to me and the wrist back. That's it. So you're pressing the shoulder blade into the back of the ribs. Try to then slide the shoulder blade down. Good. Pamela, if you lift your elbow up a little bit and press it forwards, you're trying to hinge the arm bone. Good. Again, adjusting the head as you need to. So actually, I quite like at the moment rolling the head backwards into this one. So you open more through the front side of the neck. Again, just feel into where feels good for you this morning. Take a really full breath. Spread the palm open. Carol, press elbow forwards a little bit to me. Good. Now stay heavy with the head. Bring the right fingertips over towards the left side of your mat. Let your head just roll down towards the floor. Walk the hands forwards on this diagonal line. And keep pressing the right sit bone into the floor. So you can even use your fingertips to push into, if that helps. Press right sit bone down and allow your spine to round so that you feel an opening around the lower right of your back. If you tuck your chin slightly more towards your chest, you may feel that a little bit more through the back space. And try to feel your breath physically move into the back of the ribs if you can. Slowly start to walk the hands back in towards the legs so the spine comes back up straight. Okay, we'll take a third variation into the legs and the hips into the fire log. So the shin piles, you're going to wriggle your underneath foot forwards and taking the ankle over the knee and the knee over the ankle. If it again feels a little bit too strong, you can take your block in front of your underneath knee and just take your front foot on top of it. So you're just easing into the angle of the hip a little bit there. We're getting more into the piriformis of the angle of the hip. Curl the toes back. So notice it's a different stimulus. If you bring your foot to the knee, then your ankle to the knee. So go further over with it. Yeah, find the point where it feels quite gross and then you're in the right place. Yeah. Diane, if you bring your underneath foot forwards a little bit towards me, if your knee is okay with that. Good, and then curl the toes back so feet are active and lift up really tall through the lower back space. Good, as though you are almost trying to back bend, so tailbone rolls back, the weight in the sit bones is forwards. Good, maybe staying upright feels enough for today. If your eyebrows are scrunching up a little bit, just focus on softening forehead. If we want to take a twist into it to build it a little bit deeper, then come with me over to the right side. So you may find your wrist or your forearm compress against the sole of your upper foot. Press them together if they meet, and then bowing forwards, so again, you get the rounding of your back. Some of you that are more open in the hips this morning, maybe taking the elbow or the tricep into the sole of the foot and pressing them together. Nice, good. Keep the left sit bone pressing to the ground and keep breathing. Exhales, bringing belly to spine. Yeah, some of you are like, are you kidding me? This is kidding. Good. One more really full breath. Use the exhale to soften. And slowly bring the spine back up straight. Good. In any way that feels intuitively right to you, untangle the legs. Maybe give them a little rock side to side. Good. And we're switching sides. So we'll take the right leg out to your side into half straddle. Your strap, if you want to use it, comes around the shoelace bit of your left foot and lays over the right thigh. Okay. And if you don't have a strap, then you can slide your hand into your leggings, get the pant grab. That's it. Good. So if you twist your shoulders towards the bent knee, you'll be able to reach a little bit further around. You want the back of the hand against your lower back. That's it. And then turn your shoulders back to face the front again. Slightly flex the foot and splay the toes open. Okay, so either your hand is out to your side or the back of the hand against the calf muscle to press them together. Take an inhale, lengthen tall, and then exhale, allow the weight to drop in towards the right side. Allow the head to follow, so it drops down towards the right shoulder. Keep pressing the back of the hand and the inner ankle or calf muscle together a little bit, so your sternum is rolling up towards the ceiling a little bit more. Open left side of chest and allow the head to become really, really heavy. Feel the breath move into the left side of the torso, the left side of the neck. Again, noticing the stimulus that your body is sharing with you. And you're creating some space with your breath to wash through. So the response becomes softening. Take another couple of breaths. Drawing the head of the left shoulder down away from the ear. Good. So again, keep the head heavy. Use your right hand, come underneath the head. So like your head has fallen asleep, press it back up straight again. So keep the neck soft. Nice, good. Gently releasing the arms. We're just taking a few breaths there. Give the wrist or shoulder roll out if you need to. Take the strap away and then fold the right knee over the left knee to Gomukhasana. Okay. Again, cross legs here is fine if this side is feeling tricky. All right, sitting on a block is going to feel a little bit more comfortable. Okay, so try and wriggle the legs together like you're tying the legs into a shoelace. Lovely. Left arm comes into cactus. Press the elbow forwards and the back of the hand back. So you're feeling the shoulder blade press into the spine. Same time the shoulder stays down and elbow forwards. Good. Spread the palm open and allow the head to re-drop over to the right shoulder again. Good. Again, change the position of the head slightly. So you feel somewhere slightly different into the neck or the jaw space. Keep the palm active and spread open. And take a few really full breaths. Go even heavier with your head, Janine. Good. If you feel like you're sitting on your underneath heel, just wriggle it slightly forwards. Shoulder blade. Create a bit more space here. Lift the elbow up. Heavier with the head. Last breath. Roll shoulder blade down. Good. And gently then bringing that left hand over to your right side. So you're taking a twist over the knee. Which way are we going? So coming forwards on a slight diagonal, so you're rounding your back. Good, that's it. Press down through the left sit bone and tuck the chin towards the chest. You're really curved through the spine. Take a really full breath. And then bringing the hands back in, so you straighten up through your back. And we take the fire log or the shin pile. There's different names for it, whatever you want to call it. So the shins are stacked. It's the gross one. Yeah. Ankle over the knee. If it feels a bit too strong on this side, then taking that top leg just forwards onto your block if it feels more comfortable. Wriggle your underneath foot forwards. Yeah, and your top leg usually further over to the side. Good. Curl the toes back so foot is flexed. Cross legs is also fine there if you want to, Diane. That's more comfortable. Good, nice. Now either sitting up straight, you're trying to curl the tailbone almost back behind you slightly, so you're really tall through that lower back. Maybe coming into the twist, your fingertips are going to come around to your left side this time towards the windows side of the room. Nice, good. And then you're trying to bring either the palm or the wrist or the forearm into the sole of the foot, so you can press them together slightly. So you're a little bit more active into it. So if you push your arm into the foot and then also your foot into the arm, you may feel that switch on around your core a little bit too. Try to push right sit bone in towards the floor most, and if you can, sit back into that right sit bone. Yeah, good, nice. For some of you, maybe elbow or tricep slides down a little bit further if you want to. Good. Really full breath into the back of the ribs. Gently bring yourself back up straight. Untangle the legs, give them a wriggle out if you need to. So from here, we're going to come down onto your back for abdominals. I'm just going to show you the, we'll just do 2 sets this morning. So first one with block between the inner thighs, knees stay over the hips, and we activate through the toes. So the arch of the foot, the fascial connection through the arch of the foot threads through inner thighs and into pelvic floor as well. So we keep the toes active to give us more connection here. We tuck the tailbone, so we're trying to activate into the TVA, the lower abdominal space. And we're just going to take a few controlled curl ups here. We keep the elbows pointing up to the ceiling, so shoulder blades are active as well. I will guide you through. Listen carefully. The second set, we'll do twisting abdominals, just maybe 6 or 8 or maybe more, see how we go. Okay, so you're going to curl up. We keep head and shoulders here at center. Tailbone is tucking as the lower back is on the floor. We twist over to one leg. This isn't coming into you, you're coming into the leg. The other leg reaches forwards. And again, I'll cue you just slightly to feel it really juicily. So come down onto your back, grab block between inner thighs in any way that feels comfortable just to squeeze into. Knees over the hip bones. And activate through the toes, through the arch of the foot. Start with the head on the floor, interlace the hands together around the back of the head and point the elbows to the ceiling. Now, without lifting the head off the floor, imagine lifting the armpits a little bit higher. So you feel the outer shoulder blades lift. Now tuck the tailbone so lower back is on the ground. Bend the knees a little bit more, Sam, so the heels are just slightly lower than your knees. Take a really full inhale where you are now. And as you exhale, curl the head and shoulders up as you squeeze into the block. And then tuck the tailbone a second time at the end. So really push lower back to the floor. Support the weight of the head completely. Inhale, take the head to the ground. Hold the inhalation, squeeze the block and tuck the tailbone. Exhale again, squeeze into the block as you lift the head and shoulders, lift the armpits to the ceiling. We'll just do 2 more. Inhale, head to the ground. Hold the inhale, squeeze the block, tuck the tailbone, active through the toes. Exhale, curl head and shoulders up, armpits lift to ceiling, pull lower belly down. Inhale, head to the floor. Hold the in-breath, squeeze the block, tuck the tailbone. Exhale, curl head and shoulders up, armpits lift to the ceiling, pull the lower belly down. Inhale, take the head to the floor, take the block to one side and curl the head and shoulders up again to center. Keep the knees stacked over the hip bones, the feet slightly lower than your knees. So let the heels drop down a little bit more. Splay the toes open like Barbie feet. Good. Support the weight of the head. Take a full inhale. Hold the inhalation, tuck the tailbones, the lower back is on the floor. Exhale, bring your elbows towards your left knee, not the knee towards your elbows, and push the right leg forwards and up. It's about 3 foot off the ground. Push through the ball of the foot. Tuck the tailbone a second time, pull lower belly down. Inhale, come back to the center. Hold the breath, tuck the tailbone. Exhale, elbows over to the right thigh, push the left leg forwards and up, elbows to right thigh. Good, tuck the tailbone a second time. Inhale, come back to the center. Hold the in-breath, tuck the tailbone. Exhale, elbows to left thigh, push right leg forwards and up. Lift the left elbow higher as you're lifting the armpits and pull the lower belly down. Inhale, come back to the center. Hold the in-breath, tuck the tailbone. Exhale, elbows to right thigh, push left leg forwards and up. Lift the right elbow, right armpit, and tuck the tailbone a second time. Some twist to the other leg. Inhale, come back to the center. Hold the in-breath, tuck the tailbone. Exhale, elbows towards your left thigh, push right leg forwards and up. Support the weight of your head with your left palm. So the back of your right hand is going to come to the outside of your left knee. Back of the right hand to the outside of the left knee. Push them together. Now send your left knee forwards a little bit away from you. Keep pushing hand and leg together. Tuck the tailbone a second time. Pull lower belly down. Lift the left elbow, lift left armpit, and then keep breathing and stop swearing internally. Inhale, come back to the center. Hold the breath, tuck the tailbone. Exhale, elbows towards your right thigh. Push left leg forwards and up. Pull lower belly down. Stay where you are. Support the weight of your head with your right hand. So back of the left hand comes to the outside of the knee. Press them together and shift right knee further forwards away from you. Pull the lower belly down, lift the right elbow up, lift the right armpit up. Inhale, come back to the center. Let's just do that a second time. Exhale, elbows towards your left thigh. Come on, Janine, I'm watching you on Zoom. Elbows to left thigh, keep the knee over the hip. Bring your right hand, the back of the hand against the leg. Good. Press them together and then shift the knee forwards away from you. Lift the left elbow to the ceiling, lift the left armpit, pull the lower belly down a second time. Inhale, come back to the center. Last one. Exhale, elbows towards your right thigh, not the thigh towards your elbows. Push left leg forwards and up. The back of your left hand is coming to the outside of the knee. Push them together. Bring the knee further forwards away from you. Keep the lower back pressing to the floor. Lift the right elbow, lift the right armpit, and pull lower belly down a second time. Inhale, come back to the center, take the head to the floor. That's good. Give the knees a gentle rock side to side. Did that work? Are we on? Think of all the Easter eggs you can eat now. It's fine. Good. Bring the knees in towards your chest. Take a gentle rock side to side. And then either rolling yourself over to one side or take a gentle rock and roll. Bring yourself back up through seated and we come to all fours. Spread the palms open into the ground. Okay, just take a few cat and cow just to lengthen out through those abdominals. Maybe you can feel a little bit more stimulus from. So use the breath. So we inhale to come into the phase of the back bend. So tailbone and chest lift up. And as you exhale, pull belly to spine. So the exhale pushes the spine to the seating. Inhale, come into back bend. And exhale, pressing spine up to the ceiling. One more, inhale to back bend. And exhale. Bring the elbows to the floor, forearms to the ground, elbows underneath the shoulders, and then the hands can come in slightly towards each other if they need to, if the shoulders feel more comfortable, but keep the elbows under the shoulders so they don't slip out to the sides. Press through the elbows so shoulder blades broaden out. Try and lift your chest away from the ground. Good. Allow the neck to completely relax into that. Tuck the toes underneath and take a really big breath into your back. As you exhale, lift the knees away from the floor so you move towards dolphin pose, hips lifting. Legs can stay slightly bent if hamstrings are feeling tight. Lengthen those legs a little bit longer, Sam. Spread the palms open into the floor, really relax the neck. Push the ground away even stronger through the forearms, like you're trying to press a really heavy box away from you with your forearms. Shift the ground away. Breathe into the ribs, into your back and into your belly. Relax the neck, Diane. Let it go. Good. Take a full inhale through your nose. Maybe a sigh through the mouth if that helps you. Just release a little bit more. Relax the neck, Leslie, even more. Good. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Big inhale where you are. Exhale, bring the knees down to the floor. Keep the toes tucked under. Just walk the hands back so you sit onto the heels into kneeling. If knees feel a bit too tight, then stay in a higher kneeling is fine. You'll bring the hands forwards in front of you, elbows into the sides of the waist. We take bird wing. Spread the fingers open. Squeeze the elbows as close into the ribs as you can and keep them glued there. Put your yoga glue on your elbows and your ribs. Now inhale, breathe wide into the upper back so you feel shoulder blades spread open. And as you exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. Keep the elbows against the ribs, so it might not be much movements from the arms. Try to squeeze the shoulder blades still towards each other and down. Inhale, breathe wide into the upper back. Now hold the breath, lift the shoulders, squeeze the top of the shoulder blades together as best as you can articulate. And as you exhale, slide that space down your back. Inhale, breathe wide into the upper back and lift the shoulders. Hold the breath, squeeze the top and the middle of the shoulder blades together as best as you can feel. And as you exhale, slide that space down your back. One more. Inhale, breathe wide into the upper back, lift the shoulders. Hold the breath, squeeze the top, the middle, and the base of the shoulder blades together. So pull the elbows back and in towards the ribs. Exhale, slide all of that space down. Nice, good. Take the hands back out in front of you again. And just bring your eyes to me a second. We're going to take dolphin a second time, but I want you to feel a little bit more into the abdominal space to get this intra-abdominal pressure from the breath. So again, we press open through the shoulder blades. We lift the hips away from the floor. Knees can be bent if it helps you find more lift of the tailbone. In fact, let's stay with squat legs for now. Relaxing into the neck. So neck is nice and floppy. I want you to feel the inhale. Just watch a second, see if you can see. As you breathe into this softer part of the abdomen and wider into the rib cage. And then as you exhale, pull the ribs in and see if the hips can lift up a little bit higher. So you're telescoping the sit bones towards the ceiling. Just feel into it a little bit yourself. If you want to up level it a bit, lift one foot up for a couple of breaths and then switching sides. If the leg is lifting, then push the leg higher to the ceiling on the exhale. Relax the neck. Good. After you've done about 4 or 5 breaths in total, bring the knees back down to the floor. Really nice. Again, just sit back onto the heels, soften the shoulders in between. Good. So then we come into turbo dog. Again, I know some of you are now familiar with it. So the hands staying shoulder width apart, elbows coming down towards the floor and in towards each other. They are hovering off the ground, and same space opens between the shoulder blades and lifting the knees off the floor. The weight stays forwards. If you want to up level it, you bring further forwards. If you want to up level it more, you take a leg off the floor. We're going to take about 8 breaths altogether. So in your own pace, I will trust you to take 8 breaths. Okay. Good, nice. Elbows closer to the ground. Relax into the neck. So elbows are off the floor, but hovering. Pull the elbows closer towards each other so you feel your shoulder blades move to the outer side of the ribs. Sam, take out the feeling of back bending a little bit more. Push the ribs in. Relax your neck, Tony. Nice, Lucy, go even broader with the shoulder blades. That's it, elbows in towards each other. Nice, Pam, relax the neck. Nice, Carol, good. Spread the fingers. Really nice, Leslie. Nice, Yvette, elbows in a bit more. Yes, good. Nice, guys, good. Bring the knees gently down to the floor. I think I got everybody then. I'd say good job it's not a fuller class because I have to go around everybody. Nice, give the shoulders a wriggle out if you need to. So from there, come into your full downward facing dog, or always welcome to take more of a turbo dog in Forest if you want to. But keep this shoulder blades coming around the outer side of the ribs. So keep that wrapping of shoulder blades. Telescope the hips higher up away from the ribs. Relax into the neck and notice the stimulus of where your body wants to keep building tension or holding or resisting. Create the space, i.e. your breath, so that you can respond to soften into it. And that might be a tension in your neck or in your back. It might be a tension of heartache, or it might be a tension emotionally somewhere. Create the same response of softening into yourself. Nice. Now roll it forwards towards a plank position. Take a really full inhale. As you exhale, bring the knees to the floor and the chest to the ground. The elbows sweep against the rib cage. Roll the shoulder blades, squeeze them together down your back, reach back through the toes and gently lift the chest, low cobra. Pause here, switch the glutes on even more and tuck the tailbone, lift the lower abdominals. Good, nice. Take another full inhale. Now as you exhale, imagine you're pulling the floor towards you so your chest comes further forwards and back down to the floor. Good, and again, wriggle the hands slightly further forwards. Roll the shoulder blades together and down your back, lift the chest to low cobra. Tuck the tailbone so you press pubic bone into the floor and lift the lower abdominals. As you exhale, pull the floor towards you so chest comes forwards and back down to the floor. Really nice. From here, press up to all fours. Inhale, tuck the toes, come back into turbo dog or full downward dog if you prefer. Pull the elbows towards each other, relax into the neck. Take a full inhale through the nose and a sigh through the mouth as you release. Slowly walk the feet up towards your hands. Come to the forward fold. So the feet are hips distance apart. Keep a soft bend into the knees. Dangle over the legs. Feel the abdominals softening inwards so the spine can release. Let go of the neck. Take a full breath into the body. Slowly roll yourself through to standing. Take your time, keep the head heavy until the rest of the spine is straight and place it on top. Keep the feet hips distance, but lift the toes up off the floor, spread them open, and then relay them back to the ground. Good. As you inhale, bring the hands forwards and up, spread the fingers open. Exhale, come back forwards and down to fold, soft bend in the knees. Half lift, lengthen chest forwards, inhale. Exhale, step the right leg back behind you, take the knee down to the floor. Inhale, bring the arms around to the sides and up to the ceiling, spread the fingers open. Exhale, come into plank position. Inhale at plank. Exhale, bring the knees to the floor, the chest to the ground, half chaturanga. Roll shoulder blades down the back, lift the chest, inhale. Come back to the floor, forwards and down, exhale. Press up to all fours as you breathe in. Tuck the toes, turbo dog or downward dog as you prefer. Take an inhale through the nose and a sigh through the mouth. Straighten the elbows if they're bent. Lift the left leg off the floor, inhale. Exhale, bring the knee underneath towards your nose, shoulders forwards towards the fingertips, curl the nose towards your knee. Stretch the toes back up high again, inhale. Exhale again, bring the knee underneath towards your nose, nose towards the knee. One more, inhale, lift the toes up. Exhale, bring the knee underneath towards your nose, nose towards the knee. Pause here, flex the left foot, and then step it down between the hands. Good. Back knee to the floor, inhale, bring the arms around to the sides and up. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold at the top of the mat. Good. Inhale, lengthen chest forwards. Exhale, folding in. Roll yourself to standing. Inhale, arms around to the sides and up. Staying at standing, bring the arms around to the sides and down. Just a little cue in forest style, when you step up your back leg to forward fold, rather than a sort of vinyasa flick of the leg, we tend to use a shortening of the leg. So you keep the leg straight, lift the hip and place it down, like a peg leg feeling. We'll give it a go on the side. Inhale, bring the arms forwards and up, spread fingers. Exhale, forward fold, soft bend in the knees. Half lift, lengthen chest. Exhale, soften, step left leg back, take the knee to the floor. One breath, inhale, bring the arms around and up, spread fingers. Exhale, come into plank position. Inhale at plank. Exhale, half chaturanga again, no back bend, keep the tailbone down, Lucy. Roll the shoulders down your back, lift chest, inhale. Come back forwards and down to the floor, exhale. Push up to all fours, breathing in. Turbo dog, exhale, elbows hovering. Spread shoulder blades, pull elbows in. Take a full inhale through the nose. Sigh through the mouth, exhale. Straighten the elbows, lift the right leg off the floor, breathe in. Exhale, bring the knee underneath towards your nose, shoulders forwards towards the fingertips. Inhale, reach the toes all the way back up again. Exhale, second time, bring knee to nose to knee, shoulders forwards. Inhale, lift the toes up. Exhale, bring nose to nose, shoulders forwards, pausing there. Flex the right foot. And when there's a little effort as you can, step the foot down between the hands. Good. Back knee to the floor, bring the arms around to the sides and up, spread fingers. Inhale. So exhale, hands to the floor, step the back foot up to the top of the mat so you can keep the left leg straight, but lift the left hip and step it down. Nice. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, soften into the legs. Keep the feet hips distance and toes spread open. Take a deep bend in the knees, come to chair pose with feet hips distance. Yeah, good. Sit bones reaching back behind you. Take out the back bend. So you're neither tucking nor arching. It'll be slightly different for all of you, what you need from that. Diane, imagine you are slightly back bending in that one. Other way, one back. Yes, good. Now drop the shoulders, bring the hands forwards in front of you, turn biceps towards the ceiling. So again, you wrap the shoulder blades, engage serratus. Reach fingertips further forwards to create more lengthening through the outer shoulders. Reach the sit bones back and down. Janine, get back in that chair pose. Bend the knees. I think they can hide on Zoom. I can see them. Good. Spread the fingers open. We're still breathing. Good. Shoulders down. Soft neck. Close your eyes. Spread the toes open. Feel in for the stimulus of the body. Wash your breath to the space that needs it. Soften your jaw, soften your forehead. Notice where it gets cranky. Take one more full inhale. Exhale, come to forward fold. Half lift, lengthen. Exhale, step right leg back behind you. Take the knee down to the floor. Keep the right hand on the ground or on a block if you prefer. Lift the left hand forwards and up into twist. Good. Take your front foot slightly wider towards the edge of the mat. Now option to tuck the toes and lift up the back knee into a higher lunge. Good. Now lean your weight a little bit more into the left foot. Good. So your glute is taking more of your weight rather than your underneath wrist. Bring the top hand slightly further forwards towards the front of the room and then roll the shoulder blade into your back. Yes, good. So the head of the shoulder comes further away from the ear and you'll feel more engaged with your back. Bring it further forwards, further forwards. Good, nice. Let the gaze drop down towards your underneath big toe. Stay. Take an inhale. Exhale, see where you can soften. Another full inhale. Exhale brings the hand to the floor, step back into plank position, breathing in. Exhale, half or full chaturanga, come forwards and down, no back bend. Roll shoulder blades down the back, lift the chest, inhale, and use the exhale to go straight back into downward dog or turbo dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Lift the left leg up off the floor, inhale. Exhale, step through to between the hands. Pause here. Drop the back heel to the ground so we spin open to warrior two. Spiraling open. Good. So bring the left forearm to your left thigh. So lean into the left thigh. Good, that's it. Use your forearm to roll the muscle of the quads back a little bit. So use the forearm to roll the thigh open, and then imagine you are tucking the tailbone into it. Use your right palm to hold the hamstring underneath, right palm to hamstring, and then roll the hamstring further forward. So you get the guidance of your thigh trying to roll through. I'm going to show you that on Zoom. So your hand holds the hammy and pull it under. Good. Use that same hand then to hold the left side of the rib cage underneath the torso and do the same thing. So you're pulling the ribs round. Keep the thigh also rolling under. Now bring that same hand to the back of the head and reach the elbow back, lean the weight of the head into the hands. You're spiraling the sternum further open. Keep the thigh rolling under. Ribs in. Take a full breath in. Full breath out, squeeze the ribs in. Good. Slowly unravel so that right hand comes back down to the floor. We come to lounge lunge. So lift up the back heel, wriggle the front foot further open, as you did in the twist earlier. Back knee down to the floor. Okay. So you're going to sink the right side of your hips down towards the floor. Let yourself sink into the right shoulder. The left hand is holding your knee of your shin, of that leg. Good. And you're using that to hug the knee to your chest and let yourself really sink round into that right side of the body. Try to maybe wriggle your front hand forwards a little bit so you just ease the angle of that wrist. And then pull right hip bone towards the right wrist slightly. So you go nice and long through that side body. Really heavy. Let yourself just slump into it. Shoulder can come to ear. Round the forehead towards your knee. About try and straighten the right elbows. You just sink into the shoulder. Yeah. Yes, that's it. Yeah. Take a full breath. And slowly start to unravel. Bring the hands to the floor, step up to forward fold at the top of the mat. Feet hips distance apart, toes spread open. Take a couple of breaths here at forward fold, soften. Keep feet hips distance, come into chair pose, deep bend in the knees, reach the hands forwards in front of you. Turn the biceps towards the ceiling, palms spread open. Keep the knees hips distance, bring the right elbow towards your left thigh, make a fist with the right hand and place the left palm on top of it. So right elbow to left thigh. Carol, go the other way, the other right to left, yeah. Now check the knees are still in line. So pull back your right sit bone a little bit. Now push the elbow into the knee, but also the knee into the elbow. So the legs should feel pretty fired up. Reach the tailbone further back behind you and lean your chest slightly round towards the right side of the mat rather than in towards the hands. On your next inhale, reach forwards with the fingertips, stay in chair pose. Exhale, left elbow to right thigh, make a fist with the left hand and place the right palm on top, like rock, paper, scissors. Push the elbow into the knee and then the knee back into that elbow. So the core is switched on. Reach back through the left sitting bone. Tailbone reaches further back as though you were trying to back bend into it. And then lean your weight more to the left side, away from the hands. Unscrunch your toes, your jaw, or your forehead. Inhale, reach forwards. Exhale, soften down to forward fold. Half lift and lengthen. Exhale, step left leg back behind you. Take the knee down to the floor. We'll keep the left hand to the ground or onto a block. The right hand reaches forwards and up. Maybe your shoulder feels more comfortable if your hand is staying further forwards. The shoulder blade can stay hugging down. Option to lift up back knee off the ground into higher twisting lunge. So take your front foot open a bit wider and then lean your weight into that right sole of foot a bit more. So you're asking the right glutes to switch on a bit more. Keep the big toe pressing down. That's it, good. Now let your gaze drop down towards your underneath big toe. The neck is relaxed. Can you wrap the top shoulder blade in your back a little bit more? Bring the hand slightly further forwards. Bit more, bit more, bit more, and then shoulder blade in. Yeah, and then gaze drops, let the neck relax. Good, that's it, Pam, keep yours there, that's good. Diane, hand further forwards a little bit. This way, this way. And then shoulder blade in. Yeah. Way forwards. Yeah, there you go, nice. Inhale. Exhale, brings hand to floor, step it back into plank position. Inhale. Exhale, forwards and down, half or full chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, come back into dolphin, forearms to the floor. Taking a few breaths here, either with both feet on the floor or one leg up for a couple of breaths and switching sides. Just remember that bit we all thought was a bit boring at the beginning where we were just sat still breathing and you now wish you were maybe back at that space. Good. So if you're switching sides, you just make sure you're even, bring both feet back to the ground, relax your neck. Now push into the palms, lift up to downward facing dog. See if we can lift the elbows at the same time. So bring the elbows back down again. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, lift the elbows at the same time. Elbows back down again. Let's do one more. Let's try. Take a breath in. Exhale, elbows lift. Yeah, I'll believe that one. That's good. Nice. Right leg lifts up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, step through to between the hands. Drop the back heel to the floor, open out into warrior two. Soften shoulder blades down. Turn the palms open to the ceiling so you feel the shoulder blades roll down. Palms up to ceiling. Good. Micro bend the elbows so you activate a little bit more underneath the armpits. Bring the right forearm to your thigh. So lean into the leg. Rather than bring the elbow forwards, bring it on top. So you're leaning on the thigh, that's it. Use your forearm to ask the knee to roll further open and then tuck the tailbone underneath. Use your left palm to hold the hamstring and then just guide it round underneath you. So pull it towards the windows. May I assist you here? Yeah. That's all right. Nice. That's it. Good. So this sit bone's curling under. Good. Now use that same hand to hold the underneath side of the ribs. And same thing. So you're rolling the ribs under. Bring that same hand to the back of the head. Press the head into the hands. So you lift the sternum open. Keep tucking the tailbone. So you keep that space and the opening into it. Relax the head into your hand. So support the weight of the head. And further down into the leg. Spread the toes open of your right foot. And breathe a bit deeper if you need to. Take a full breath in. Exhale, unravel. Bring the left hand to the floor and the back knee to the ground. We come to lounge lunge. So wriggle the front foot open a bit wider and take your front hand forwards a little bit further. Now sink the left side of the body towards the ground. So you're twisting in towards the front knee and you just let yourself sink into the left shoulder. The right hand is pulling the knee in towards your body. So you're hugging it in. You smell your kneecap. That's so good. Now lengthen back through the back leg. Try and go even longer through back line. You let yourself twist around into it a little bit more. And that's it. Yeah, sink into left shoulder. Let it come to your ear. Controversial, I know. You can let your front foot roll open if it wants to on this one, yeah. This one kind of feels awkward as hell for a while, and once you get it, you just go, oh, it's quite juicy once you sink in. Take a really full breath into the left side of the body. And slowly start to unravel, so both hands come back to the floor. From here, step up to forward fold at the top of the mat with your peg leg, if you will. Good. Feet hips distance apart. Good. Spread the toes open, folding into the legs. And staying here at forward fold, fingertips to the floor or your block, if that helps bring the floor to you. Slide the right leg back behind you and up towards a standing split. Micro bend the supporting leg as much as you need to. It doesn't matter how high your floating leg goes, but I want you to feel really active through it. So back of the knee feels open and push through the ball of the foot. Relax the neck. Now walk your fingertips around to the left side towards the window side of the room. So you create as much distance as you can between your right little finger and your right little toe. Reach them apart. Breathe into the right side of the body. Now bring the shoulders back square. And your right knee, the floating one, is going to come down to the outside of your left ankle. If we can, you sit down into Gomukhasana. So send the foot out to the side and sit down to the floor as lightly and carefully and gently as we can. No bruised bums, please. Good, nice. Tuck the knee around. Bring the hands over to the left side and bow down towards it, as you did at the start. Maybe noticing if there's a little bit more space. It's okay if there isn't, just noticing. Good. Bring the hands back to the center, the torso back up straight. You're going to unravel that top leg, go back the way you came. So plant the right foot to the floor in the middle, left leg is reaching up. Take the weight forwards into the right foot. Use the hands as much or as little as you need to. Sweep the left leg around to the side and up to the seating standing split. If you got lost on the way there, then left leg is high. Careful of your knees. Pushing it there. Okay, left leg high. Good, nice. Soften the weight of the head into the shin. And walk the fingertips over towards the right side. So you're lengthening as much distance as you can between left little finger and left little toe. Breathe into the left side of the ribs. Soften the neck completely. Good. Then bring the hands back to the center. Slowly, carefully, and gently bring the knee to the outside of the right ankle. The foot opens out to the side. Excuse my bum. And then sit down between the heels. I won't look. Good. Hands come over to the right side and bow down on that diagonal, opening out the back of the ribs. Head really heavy, so you use the weight of the head to open a bit more space. And then let the breath come in. So the breath helps to stretch the body from the inside out. Noticing the stimulus that's in there now. Maybe it feels different, maybe it feels the same, maybe it feels better, worse, anything. Just noticing, allowing it to be more conscious. Bring the spine and the torso back up straight. So again, reaching the right heel forwards, so top leg forwards, left foot to the floor. Any knee issues, use your hands more. Pushing forward so the weight comes onto the left foot, swing the leg around to the side and up. Don't overthink it, we're just moving through. That's it, right leg is high. Good. And I place that foot down into chair pose. Big toes touching this time, deep bend in the knees, reaching hands forwards. The knees pressing towards each other this time, knees close to me, that's it. Big toes touching and knees touching. Shoulders are soft, biceps facing up to the ceiling. Bring the hands down a little bit, palms open. Reach further forwards to me, reach the hips back. Keep going. So pull the weight of the hips back. Reach forwards even more. Even more. Good. Now lift the chest up slightly, stay in chair pose with the legs, press the knees together, hands come together, right elbow towards left thigh, make a fist with the right hand and wrap the left palm on top of it. So you give this wrist an opportunity to be straight. Either staying here for a couple of breaths, if you want to take your twisting crow or arm balance, then take what you need. We're going to take about 4 breaths altogether. If you're taking the arm balance, you keep the right elbow connected to inner thigh. And shifting over. Separate the legs into kumbin if you want to. Your top leg is going to reach back behind you if you can. Good. And come back into chair pose twisting if you are arm balancing. Come back through the center, stay in chair pose in the legs. Inhale. I'll talk quicker. Exhale, left elbow to right thigh. Make a fist with the left hand, wrap the right palm on top of it. Press the knee and the elbow together equally. Janine, bring the toes together as well. So either staying here in the twist, you're still wrapping the top shoulder, or taking arm balance if you want to. So hands come down to the floor into side bakasana. Roll that shoulder blade into your back. Good. Elbow forwards a little bit. That's it, yeah. Last couple of breaths. Breathe deeper, breathe through the mouth if it helps. Breathe through your ears, so I don't mind, keep breathing. Nice. Unravel, wrench the hands forwards, inhale. And forward fold, exhale, lengthen the legs. Now, fingertips stay on the floor or your block. Lift onto the tiptoes and sit down to the heels into toe balance. Inner thighs stay pressing together, so feet close together still. That's it. Are your knees okay there? No, okay. Stay at forward fold or come down to seated. Actually, we're going to just transition down. Okay. So knees stay pressing towards each other and forwards. Lift up straight through the spine, hands to chest. Good. Reach the hands up towards the ceiling. Spread the palms open, shoulders down. Inhale. Any problems with knees, use your hands on this one. Otherwise, keeping the fingertips reaching up slowly. Send the weight of the hips back, like you did at chair pose. Reach forwards with your fingertips, so weight stays forwards. So you have the control to sit down to the sit bones. Slowly, gently, lightly. No roly-polies. Well done, nice. Send the legs out in front of you. Well done. Lean back into the hands, open the chest, take a deep breath, have a wriggle. Good. Bring yourself back up straight. Feet are hips distance apart still. Hook the right ankle over the left leg. So the legs will slightly be on that left side of the mat. Yeah, if they aren't already, then take both legs over to the left side a little bit. Yeah, good. And then walking the fingertips down, so you're just folding into it. If it helps to ease any, if you're working with any lower back stuff going on, then sit yourself up a little bit higher onto your block under the sit bones. Good, reaching the fingertips forwards. Doesn't matter where you come to, you're just letting the weight of the upper body drop. Just ask your body to let go. Soften the shoulders, soften the neck, soften where you think you should be or want to be. Slow down the breath. Softer through the shoulders of that even more. That's it. So noticing this, again, stimulus of the body. Take a really full inhale and maybe just holding the breath so you create the space. So your response to that is softening. Let go with the exhale. Gently, take your time, roll the spine back up straight, place the head on top last. Uncross the legs so they're both out straight. Lean back into the hands to reset. Press back into the palms, lift the chest open, take a full breath in and a full exhale. Bring the spine back up straight. So keep the right leg on the right side of the mat. Left ankle hooks on top of it. Good. Again, sitting onto blocks if it feels more comfortable in the hips, hamstrings, or back. Inhale, lengthen, tall. And as you exhale, walk the fingertips forwards. You don't have to get to the final destination of it on breath one. Okay, we're going to be here for a few breaths. So take your time to ease into it. Soften shoulders, let go of the arms, let go of the head. And noticing maybe one side feeling different to the other, or giving you a different response. Maybe something comes up more emotionally, more physically, energetically. Use the breath to create some space so your response is softening. And slowly bring the hands back in, roll the spine back up straight. Untangle the legs. Again, take a lean back if you need to. From here, you're going to come down onto your backs to work your way to Shavasana. So if you want to pop any other layers on, then do so now. Okay, bring yourself onto your backs when you're ready. Feet to the floor, arms just resting out to the sides. If you have your hair in a ponytail, just make sure the bobble bit is not out, get your Shavasana hairstyle right, okay, so it's comfortable on your head. Give the knees a gentle swing side to side. So it's really loose through the lower back. And then bring yourself into your Shavasana. So that might be with legs out flat or keeping the knees bent, might feel comfortable. Or even finishing upright if that just feels where you need to be this morning. I'll come around to a couple of you and just assist you. If you'd rather I left you alone, just raise your hand and I will leave you be. Take a couple of really full, delicious feeling breaths. So again, you're using the exhale to just really let go, just to really create some softening. Stay with the full attention on your body to begin with. Allowing those subconscious areas to become conscious. So notice if you're still holding somewhere in any way. Check in with your back or your shoulders or your jaw or your forehead. To really soften into the forehead, lightly close the eyes and bring your focus to the center of the eyebrows, the third eye space, our wiser self space. Now, as you breathe, allow the breath to become effortless, light and easy. Begin to breathe in a way that brings some energy back through the body. And if it feels right to you, just gently bring some movement to your fingers, your toes, maybe just swallowing in the throat feels enough movement. And one leg at a time, bring the knees towards your chest, hug them in towards you. Take a gentle rock side to side, massaging your back to the floor. And from here, roll over to one side or take a very gentle rock and roll to seated if that's more comfortable. Bring yourself upright, keep the eyes just softly closed. As any comfortable upright posture is perfect. Hands just resting into the knees or the lap or any particular mudra that calls you. Let's notice again the physical sensations of the body. Noticing if they feel perhaps different to as you noticed at the start of the practice. It's okay if it's nothing profoundly different, but just notice. Notice how the mind feels, the emotional state, energetic. Between stimulus and response, there is space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. Bring the hands together at the heart center. Take a really full inhale in honor to yourself today. As you exhale, gently bowing your head to your hands, to yourselves. And thank you so much for joining me this morning. Namaste. Well done. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Well done. Good. Thanks. Good. Good. Thanks, Janine. See you soon.